So this YouTuber goes by the name of Sipover, and he has over 2 million subscribers, and his most newest video is pretty much him describing the issues he has with modern Minecraft compared to older versions of the game. He also discusses Minecraft YouTubers and stuff, but that's a whole other topic for some other time. Looking at this video, it has quite a few dislikes. I mean, 10k dislikes next to 17k likes isn't something you shouldn't bat an eye at. I watched this video and it's pretty bad. The points he makes are just... it's hard to tell if he's just rage baiting with these points or if he's being genuine. I'm gonna go over the points he makes about the game itself, not the YouTuber's portion, and basically just respond to them. And by the way, this isn't a video meant to hate on the guy, so please don't go to his video and write hate comments or anything. This is the first time I ever heard of him, and this is the first video I watched of him, and this is just my response. I have no hate or beef with this guy, and neither should you. But anyways, let's just get into it. So the first thing he shows is a bunch of older Minecraft YouTubers like Captain Sparkles, and Venom, and TapL basically going to the first or one of the first few versions of Minecraft, I assume. He makes a statement that he and a few other YouTubers seem to have enjoyed the game a lot more while playing the older version than the newer version. If he was trying to make a point here or not, either way, this makes no sense. Obviously, people are gonna have a certain level of enjoyment by playing older versions of the game because it's nostalgic. Minecraft is a seriously nostalgic game, especially when you're able to play the older versions of it. Looking back at the year it came out in years like 2010, 11, 12, and 13, yeah, the version of that game in that year is gonna be nostalgic. And there's nothing wrong with that, but this serves no point in describing how the version of that game is better than the current version. So let's go into his first technical point, which is complete creative freedom.
You see, old Minecraft was the definition of a sandbox game because it promoted complete creative freedom. While the game's classic version is the most extreme example of this, even beta Minecraft had little guidance and no preset goals. This forced you as the player to play the game in your own way, make your own goals, and solve problems in your own way. While it is still definitely a sandbox, modern day Minecraft has an advancements page for you to follow, certain steps you need to do to beat the game, millions of tutorials to guide you, and it feels like you never have to use your brain. For instance, how will you solve this modern day Minecraft problem of being chased by a horde of zombies? Modern day Minecraft problem 2. You're running low on items.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
In old Minecraft, you were forced to think creatively to solve these types of problems and to play the game, making it a true sandbox.
Yeah, this is a very, very bad point. Just because Minecraft has an achievement page and a certain way to beat the game, it doesn't force you to follow that process. Yes, you do have to follow certain ways for these certain big things to get big rewards, but whether you want to do it or not is completely up to you. There's no consequence for not following that process. It's just a way for you to get a reward. Again, all of this is dependent on the player. And the tutorial videos are probably one of the stupidest arguments, no offense. Again, it's your choice if you want to follow a guide or not. Nobody is forcing you to. You still have your complete creative freedom. The only difference is that you have more choices in the current version than the previous version of the game. People use these tutorials to help them get creative and advice on how to play the game. Why is that a bad thing? Yes, you can find this out for yourself in the game, but again, that's up to you. If you feel like you never have to use your brain, then that's your choice, not the game's fault. It's on you because you chose to follow these guides. And the examples he gives are pretty terrible as well.
For instance, how will you solve this modern day Minecraft problem of being chased by a horde of zombies? Modern day Minecraft problem 2. You're running low on items.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Again, it's your choice if you want to run from the zombies. You chose to run when you legit have an iron sword in your hotbar. And I don't know why you don't bring this up, but you can legit run or simply just walk away from these zombies in any version of the game. Nothing in the previous or current versions is restricting you of your complete freedom. So what are you trying to prove with this example? Actually, the previous versions actually limit your freedom more because they have less options and less content than the newer versions. Tell me something that I can't do in newer Minecraft that I can only do in old Minecraft. On that note, let's flip the question. What is something that I can't do in old Minecraft that I can only do in newer Minecraft? Your second example, I mean, just get more resources. If you have a single block of wood, then mine down more trees. It's that simple. Again, this applies to every version of the game that you could do this in.
In my opinion, creating something completely from your own imagination and seeing a vision come to life is much more rewarding and fun, which is why I think so many people were immediately attracted to this game.
Alright, at this point, you're talking about different time periods. Yes, when the game first released, being able to do anything is what attracted people to this game. But sorry to break it to you, time passes, years go by, and guess what? Nothing has changed, and the game only gives you more options and gives you more creative freedom than previous versions of the game. His second point is the sense of adventure.
It's this sense of unknown adventure that old versions of the game, such as Beta 1.7.3, has that today's just doesn't. When I played that world I mentioned at the start of the video, the entire time I felt somewhat helpless and uncertain. Nowadays, if I load up a new Minecraft world, I'll have the next 3 years planned out ahead. I'll head straight to a village, take all their loot, get some easy diamonds from a mega cave, go to the nether for 20 minutes, then find the end portal to beat the game. There really isn't much uncertainty, and therefore no adventure, but on the contrary, these old beta versions of Minecraft, everything is slower and more unexpected. You're forced to walk in this unguided and unforgiving world. There's no villages, no predictable cave generation, it's darker, more isolated, and finding what you're looking for is never easy. The definition of an adventure is an undertaking involving danger and unknown risks, and old Minecraft is exactly that for those reasons. In modern Minecraft, I know every threats I'll end up facing while playing, and I know exactly how to deal with those threats, which is just by flying, running away, or eating an enchanted golden apple.
Okay, that means nothing. You've already played the game multiple times. Of course, in the newer versions, you're gonna know what to do, especially if you played the older versions. To a complete new player, this will be an entirely new experience for them. The experience you miss. This right here is just nostalgia talking, not a good critique. His explanation about beating the Ender Dragon is, again, what I stated before, is up to you. When you loaded up the world, you chose to go to fight the Ender Dragon and follow that process. There's so many other things to do. You can try beating and taking over an ocean monument, try solving the new trial chambers, explore the massive caves, bastions, and the biomes in the nether, the woodland mansions, the end cities, ancient cities, biomes in the regular world as well. They added a bunch of new places and things for you to explore where you can encounter newer, bigger, and much more deadly bosses and new monsters to fight against. And there actually is uncertainty, as especially in bigger caves, you don't know what you might run into. You can have an idea, but you won't know for sure. This sense of adventure is still here and even better than previous versions because there's so much more to do and explore. And even if you explored a lot of your world, there's more to do, like building and creating. And your issue with villages and stuff, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but you could turn off village outposts if you want, and you can change the difficulty of the game. I also love how you post up the definition of adventure when Minecraft literally still applies to this, and I have just proven that. And here's the clip where I kind of find the root of the entire issue with this video.
While the game being so carefree and predictable can support other aspects of the game, like building, how can Minecraft feel like an adventure if you know exactly what you're going to do and exactly what will happen?
You're just comparing your first few experiences of the game ever to your years of experience you have with the game now. Obviously, when you first played the game, everything is going to be new, but once you progress and learn the game, then that experience is going to be different, and it'll obviously transfer over when you play newer versions of the game. Obviously, you're going to have a different experience in a new world you create than the previous worlds you've created years ago, because this isn't your first time playing. You're more knowledgeable this time than you were the first. It's called experience. That's also in the game. That's literally how every game is. Once you play it, you begin to know it. Also, you do know Minecraft has always been a carefree game, right? But again, like I said, you have more options in newer versions than the older versions. There's tons and tons of stuff to do and explore in Minecraft. It's all up to you. It's like giving a kid a box of a bunch of random Lego pieces. You have everything there, it's up to you on what to build or do. You can build a house, build a boat, throw the pieces at your parents, eat them, do whatever. That's basically what Minecraft is. Experience is a giant changing factor as well as aging. But with that, he now concludes his 2 main reasons on why old Minecraft is seemingly better than the current version. Again, by what he provided and explained in this video, he's just comparing his first few experiences to the hundreds of experiences and knowledge he has now. It's just nostalgia. The things he complains about in new modern Minecraft also, if not more so, applies to the older versions he's describing. Versions like 1.8, 1.7 have less options and have more limits on what you can have and do and create, rather than the newer versions that have added a bunch of more and much bigger variety of blocks and items and a much more detailed and crafted world for you to explore. But let's get into the next topic, Skyblock.
Gaining popularity in 2012, Skyblock was one of the first big Minecraft YouTube trends, and despite it being created shortly after version 1.0, it's still widely played by YouTubers today in some form. While this seems like an irrelevant detail, its longevity shows there's clearly something special about Skyblock that reflects old Minecraft. Something deeper that even after all these years, players still long for, so we set out to find what that was. All of us getting hyped over a successful cobblestone generator, bridging with these old looking blocks, and literally obtaining a cactus made me realize what the charm of Skyblock is and what old Minecraft has that makes it so good. Skyblock is the purest form of Minecraft you can play. There's only 6 main blocks and items you're presented with when first loading in. It's so incredibly simple, and figuring out a way to make do and progress with just these blocks is what makes it great.
So he brings up Skyblock, and his entire point with Skyblock is back then when it was really popular and when Minecraft was popular in like the 2011s and 2012 and 2013, there was something special about it and it was the purest form of Minecraft, and he's not wrong here. That's where I'll only probably give him credit, is that the Skyblock popularity back then, and it is rising up now, it isn't wrong, but even so, it'll die out again eventually. The popularity was strong, but nothing lasts forever. Again, this is just you getting nostalgic. Playing Skyblock today in the older versions is going to be special because it was once something you once experienced for the first time back in older years. And that's going to be special because back then it was something that was new, unique, and different. You're just comparing time periods again. And even today, you can still do Skyblock. Today, there are ways where players start a Skyblock from a singular block. There are other ways, such as SMPs as well. There's multiple ways that you can play the game. So this is just a nostalgia thing, but then here's something that really made me confused after he makes his point about Skyblock.
Minecraft at the time, version 1.0, is the same way. For instance, look at how simple the creative menu was compared to now. There isn't what's called a choice overload bias, which is when you're presented with so many choices, choosing becomes unappealing. Instead, old Minecraft and Skyblock's simplicity of items and features makes it easy to get immersed and satisfied, especially when it comes to building.
So earlier, you complained about the lack of creative freedom, but now you're complaining about creative freedom. Giving us multiple choices to do or select whatever we want is creative freedom. So it's bad that we have more of that now? What's bad about having more options that we can choose to do to make the game interesting or fun? You're complaining about the fact that they gave us more creative freedom, but earlier you complained about the lack of it. Which is it, man? And again, this goes for the old games too. You have choices you can make, it's up to you with what you want to do with them, and the same applies to the newer versions. You just have more options, hence more creative freedom.
With the simplicity of the features, block choices, and decoration of old Minecraft, you didn't have to know every damn strategy and color combo to make something that looks good, because no matter what, it fit in with the simple world and environment.
Okay, it should have been evident before, but this isn't a game problem, you're just not creative. This entire argument is pointless when you legit have a building like this from 1.8, here's one from 1.6. What you just said makes you sound like someone who is upset that you can't build something like this compared to the cobblestone house that you built. And for someone to say that a building like this suits more with a simple world of Minecraft, you don't know Minecraft. It's not a game to make something suit with the world. It's an unnatural world for you to create whatever you want. Simple or complicated, it doesn't change anything. It's complete freedom. All the tools you need and want are there. It's just a matter of how creative you are. This is just a you issue, not the game.
Dialco made this point greatly in his own video on old Minecraft, where he compared the looks of two simple Minecraft houses. One in the overly realistic, complex modern-day environments, and one in the old environment. And the old one actually looks pretty good, while also being something anyone could make.
Right, this is opinion-based, and notice how you describe both worlds and environments. Again, you're just comparing different times that mean nothing. Both look good. The older one is more nostalgic, that's it. Nostalgia doesn't make things look better. Both are decent looking houses that work either way. Yes, anyone can make this and they're allowed to. They can make something more simple or complicated. It's all up to the player. Again, this is just a personal issue, not a game issue. Next, we move on to his next dumb point, immersive simplicity.
The appeal of immersive simplicity is also outlined in game progression between old and new Minecraft. In the old version, you're fully immersed, focused on progressing and being able to survive the night, and everything you encounter either aids or challenges you from doing so. There's a purpose to everything. There's nothing unnecessary to distract you and break the immersion. On the contrary, today's version of the game has a million different biomes and structures for you to check out, random mobs which really don't contribute much to the game, and by the time the first day is over, you feel like you've seen so much, yet at the same time, feel like you've made such little progress. The more distractions, meaningless and useless stimulation you're faced with, the less immersed and present you'll end up feeling, just like in real life.
Weren't you complaining earlier about Minecraft lacking a sense of adventure? And what are you talking about? Bees allow you to make honey blocks and craft honey bottles and sugar, and these things are useful to remove poison. Axolotls are used to help raid ocean monuments. Yes, there are a couple of useless Minecraft items, but 99.6% of all items have some purpose or usefulness. And again, the older versions of the game had useless items as well that served no purpose. And whatever you encounter in Minecraft can still challenge you to this day. Again, you have trial chambers, ancient cities, bastions, giant caves where more mobs will spawn, and other things like that. Again, more than the previous versions. Yes, Minecraft does have complicated things in it, but it still keeps the simple stuff it had. And the distractions part, I mean, I don't know how many times I have to reiterate this point. You have complete control on what you do and where you go. Yes, there are a lot of things to do and look at, but the game never forces you to move ahead. You can take as much time as you need to process everything. Nothing is forcing you not to. You control the pace of your game. Yes, there will be some situations or challenges where you can't, but that adds on to the challenge that you are complaining about. And that's where he makes his final point. The rest of the video he talks about is just about Minecraft YouTubers. All in all, this video is pretty awful. Every point he makes against the game applies to the older versions of the game that he describes and praises. This entire critique of the new version of the game is just him missing the older versions because he's nostalgic, and he constantly compares the first few times he played the game to now, where he has much more experience and knowledge. Everything you complain about that the current version is supposedly lacking is completely untrue, and then he later complains about the same things when they are added. There are more challenges in the newer versions than the previous versions. You have more complete freedom than the previous versions. You have a much bigger and detailed world to explore than previous versions. Every new update is an expansion on that. Look, it's fine if you have a certain favorite version of Minecraft over another. That is completely fine. If you prefer 1.8 over 1.20, that's fine. But at some point, you have to realize that some things are objectively better than others, and not everything will last forever. Your first time playing the game is going to be different than the 100th time you play it. If you're going to make an argument that something is better than another, then add factual points to it, not something mostly based on nostalgia or experience. Explain why objectively 1.4 has more creative freedom than 1.20. Explain why and how, not by how you feel. Overall, that's my response to this video. Again, I have no hate on Sipover. He seems like a decent guy, and please, like I said before, you shouldn't hate on this guy either. That's not the intention of myself or this video. I hope you all have enjoyed, and I wish you all an amazing day or night. See ya.